Hi everyone, it's Sandy. Thank you for joining me here on my channel, Septeria's Room. I've been busy making some of these really fun and sweet embellishments just using my small paper scraps. So keep those little small paper scraps and don't throw them out, because you can make these really simple crafting on a budget with minimal craft supplies embellishments. And then once you've made them all, you can then add more layering. You can keep building your embellishment and making it a little bit more detailed, and then you can then add them into your projects. So I want to show the ones that I've made, and these are just keeping these little tiny little pieces of your paper scraps. And I am a hoarder of paper because I love paper. I love not throwing them out no matter how small they are. I always keep them. And I have different size boxes and compartments for different size papers. So for the little pieces of papers and paper strips like these, I keep them in a smaller container. And then I just go through them if I need to use them, because these are great to punch out using your small paper punches, and you can punch out little flowers, little circles, little hearts, stars. You can still use them, and even these little tiny ones. So I've got a whole bunch. This is just a handful of the ones that I've just grabbed out of my little scrap box, just to put them in here, just to show you in my video. And I may use some of these in this video, but I just kept them in this acrylic container, which I purchased in a discount store here in Sydney. I think I got this from a discount store called Ronnie's or House Warehouse. I can't remember, but there's all these different size compartments that you could choose from. So I've got this one, and then I also put the little pieces that I've cut out for the project into this 4 compartment tray. So then I've got them all grouped up, and then I'll just use them and then make one of these embellishments, and I'm going to show you in a second. But these are the 4 pieces that I'm going to use to make the embellishment. So really, it's really simple. I've cut the papers into simple, easy measurements for you, and then you just need a couple of your paper punches. It doesn't matter what shape you have. Most of us may already have these sort of style paper punches. I purchased these from a store called Lynn Craft here in Sydney. This one is a heart shape, which is just less than 1 inch in size. And then this is a really small flower shape punch. And so all you need are 2 punches, or just one. You can just use a heart shape. You could use a flower shape, any shape, or you cannot worry about the punches if you don't have any. But a little heart punch like this is a great investment if you are new to paper crafting, or you're wanting to just get a paper punch to get you started. Maybe a heart punch and a little flower punch like this one here, and also possibly a 1 inch circle punch is a good size as well to have in your craft supplies as an essential paper punch. So that's what we're going to need. And so then I also have some little square foam dots. These are just to add some dimension to the embellishment. You can get these in a sheet from any of your craft supply stores or online. And I also have this gold flat back sort of embellishment. You can use sequins, you can use like those flat back pearls, or just something that you can add as a focal piece. Let me just show you what I mean. It was just to add to the little flower that I've got here as a little centerpiece there. So I just glued that to the middle. Also just gives a bit of a sparkle to the embellishment. So pretty much these are really all you need, and some glue, and I've also got some foam dots just in case. It's sometimes easy for me to use a foam dot to glue these down with, but you can just some good glue, and a pair of scissors as well. So we're going to just cut a little piece of the paper to make a banner strip. And that's really all there is. And a paper trimmer if you need to cut down the paper size to the size we're going to make it with. So these are the paper scraps. I'll put this to the side in case I need to use that. And I'll show you the ones that I've made, but I'll just show you what we are going to need. So we're going to need paper. So I've cut a piece, all these papers I've cut the same size, and I cut this larger size at 1 inch by 2 inches. So cut a bunch of these little pieces using all your little small paper scraps at 2 inches by 1 inch. So I've cut all of those out already, and then I'll pick which one I want to use. And then you want to cut a smaller size, and this one is cut at 3/4 of an inch by 1.5 inch. So it's 1.5 inches by 3/4 of an inch. So it's just a little bit less than this one. So you can see just a little bit smaller. And then I punched out some little flowers and some hearts as well. So they're just ready for me to pick and choose which ones I want to work with. Then if I'm not happy with the ones that I want to use, I'll just go back to my scraps and punch out the pattern papers that I like. So that's pretty much all you need to make this really simple craft on a budget paper embellishments that you do yourself. I'm going to quickly show you some of the ones that I've made to give you some inspiration or just some ideas. I didn't even worry about coordinating any of the colors. I've just tried to just layer them as best I can to make them look pretty with whatever papers I had. So this is one of them that I made. Very simple, and then you can add more layering and keep building it later on. This is just a base to get you started if you're stuck with making an embellishment with your paper scraps. So pretty and just really, really simple. Just some simple dimension to the layering as well. This is another one. So I made these ones all the same. You can see that's those. It's another one here. And they're just bright and happy. You can use your any theme. You can use for Valentine's, Easter theme, Christmas theme. If you're a junk journaler, you can make them into a shabby theme using your digitals. And then I've made another style, and this is a little bit more layering to this one. And these are all the same. This is another one. And another one here. They're just pretty, and I just had so much fun making them. And then with this one, to give you another idea, I did add a cute little tassel dangle, and then I punched out another heart. This is the same heart. I've just punched them 2 hearts and then glued them back to back. And then I had a smaller heart punch, and I just added that to the jump ring as well, just to add another little nesting of hearts. And I just use another tiny paper strip, fold that in half, and then just glued it to the base of the embellishment, and then I pierced a hole and then just thread the jump ring through and added that as a dangle. Just really, really cute. And then you can add some of your die cuts if you have some die cuts or ephemera. I've got a few here. I'm just going to show you. So let's just grab this one. You could, this is like a rainbow. You can add that to the back and then glue that to there and add some more foam squares to add more dimension. You can add that like that. You could make that on an angle. So I'm just showing you that it doesn't matter what you have. It will still blend in really well. You can go like that. You can go at the top. Look at this one here. You can go like that. And then there is also, this is a flower shape. You could maybe add that and glue that like that to make it more of a larger embellishment. There's this one here. You can do that. I mean, look how pretty it is. It already, the colors just pop out so nicely without worrying whether it's going to match or not. They still will look really pretty. Just keeping your colors sort of, I don't know, I didn't even think about coordinating the colors. Sorry about that if you heard that. Was Pippa barking again. So here we can, the heart there, we can do that. And then this one here. So just a few fun ways to add those dimensions. So let me show you how to make these. And then what I also done was I cut some more papers in different lengths and width. I just laid these 3 pieces together just so you could see. You can add more layering and then add that again to it. So this is great. Once you finish, you can just use this as your focal piece and then place it wherever you like. You can go over here, up there. Let's grab this one, you can do that as well. So this one just uses 3 pieces of different size papers, and then I just laid them as sort of staggered them in different heights. And then you can have that as a base. You can add a word sentiment. So let me put these to the side, and I'm going to show you how quickly and easily it is you can make these. Let me just put a couple of these here so you could see what they look like. I'll put that one there. So we're going to let's make this one here first, and then I'll show you how to assemble that one. And so all I've got here is you're only going to need one of each of these sizes. You're going to need a 2 by 1 inch size, and then just pick out one of the ones that you've cut out, and that one is cut at 1.5 inches by 3/4 of an inch. So you'll need 2 of those. I haven't decided what one I'm going to use yet. Let me just pick out. Let's see, I think I might have just used that one that I just had. Go that way. And 2 hearts and a flower. If you don't have any hearts, you could use a star shape punch if you have a star shape, a larger size heart shape, anything you want as your focal piece. If you don't have any of these, we can do something else, and let me make something else without the hearts as well, just so you could see. We can make something without the punches if you don't have any, but I'll make one with the hearts first. So I've got 2 of those, 1 of each, and we're going to pick out 2 hearts. I'm not even sure what I'm going to use. Let's see, I might grab that one and maybe a pink one. Sometimes I do, just sort of have a look first to see if it'll work in the colours, if I'm happy with it. Let me just see with those first, and I'll pick out a flower. I'll just pick that one. So let's make that one first, and then I'll make another one like this without the hearts and see how I go with that. So to make this one, I haven't decided which hearts I want to use yet. So you've got the 2 by 1 inch, and that's just your base. And then you've got a smaller one at 1 inch, 1.5 inches by 3/4 inches. And all we're going to do with this piece is we're just going to create a sort of like a fishtail shape. I've just cut it slightly a little bit there in the middle, and I'm just going to go up like that, and then just going down the other way, sort of just to create like a upside down V shape. And that's going to get placed like that, just sort of off the edge a bit. So that's going to get placed there. I'm going to pick out the 2 hearts that I want to use, which I haven't decided. I think I'll use that one. I might use this one here. I think I'll do that one. Just 1 second. Sorry about that. My daughter's dog was barking at the delivery man out the front, so she was looking out the window, and hopefully she's going to be calm now. So we've got that, and I think we'll just stick with those. And I've got that little flower, which I'll do that last. Now I'm just going to add some fun squares to this one. And these are just so easy. You just need minimal supplies, just papers, some glue, and a couple of your paper punches. So that's already, and it already looks very pretty, doesn't it? And then I've got my 2 hearts. So this one I'm going to place at the back. So I'm just going to glue that on the corner, sort of slightly on an angle. You can place it how you like. I'm just going to do one the same as the one that I've got here, in case you want to do it the same way. So I've got that. It's just I'm going to just turn it a little bit. And then we've got this next one. I'm going to add some bone squares and add that to the front here, but just keeping that the right way. So I'm just going to grab some more of these foam squares. I've just added them to one side of the heart. Oh, Pippa is very naughty. If you're wondering where my little baby boy is, Jester, he's at the groomers today, and I will be picking him up this afternoon. And thankfully they get on well, although Jester just keeps to himself because he's very antisocial. So, okay, I'm going to grab this one, and then I've got this foam pad, which is used to make your flowers, and this ball pen thing, and I'm just going to press it in the middle like that, and it'll sort of raise it up. That's one's not. Let me just grab another one. I didn't punch that the right way. Let me see if I've got another one. Okay, so I'm just going to push that down. I'm really sorry if you hear people barking. I'm not going to stop the video just yet because she's all the way in the front of the house and I don't want to walk over there to tell her to keep quiet. So please bear with her barking and squealing. I'm really sorry. Hopefully she'll stop. She is so naughty. She's a cavoodle, and oh dear. Okay, let's just get that one done. And that pretty much finishes off that embellishment. How cute is that and how simple is that? And then you can keep building it. So that one's pretty much done. Or actually, what I might do, I might actually move it over here. Well, I did have that one there, but I'm going to move it there. I put that other one on that side, but I've put it there, which is okay. I could actually put 2. Let's just put another one. Let me just fix that up. I wasn't concentrating because I was thinking of listening to people in the back. Oh, that one's pretty. Let's put that one. So let's just add another flower. Why not? Can always add more flowers. That looks pretty. Let's add another one of these. Well, hopefully she's calmed down now. Oops. I should have used my foam squares, but I'll just use this glue. Okay. Well, that looks pretty with 2 flowers, like that. So that looks really pretty. And this one has 2, and then this one just has the 1. Pretty. So that's that done. Let's make one without the hearts and the flower, just for those that may not have any of that or just want to make basic one. Let me grab another one. I'm going to make one more of those. Let's pick out. Let's do a yellow one. see, I've got yellow. Let's do that one. So I'm going to do 2. Use those ones. So let's see what I can come up with a pattern for this one. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut 2 of these the same way. So I'll put one there exactly how we've had it. And I might layer this one like that. So I'm only going to use what I have in here, and then I might even see what I can come up with. So I'm going to glue this one down. About there. And then this one, I'll use those fun squares. I'm working on another digital. I had someone send me a message and wanting to know about my word sentiments and where she could get them from, but unfortunately at the moment they are available in my Etsy store, but only to my Australian customers, not internationally. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to create some digitals, some word sentiment digitals, and then you can download the word sentiments and then use them on your project. So I'm just working on that at the moment. So we got that, and that looks pretty nice already. What else can I do with this? I might add one more. Let's see, what can I do? You can do that. We can, okay, so what we can do here is I might use a smaller one. I'm going to cut it into a fringe, paper fringe. So what I'll do is I'm just going to do this. If you have a fringe, one of those fringe scissors, that'll work. I'm just going to cut that all the way. Probably go half all the way up is good too. And now I'm going to stick that at the bottom. Oh, look at that. How cute is that already with a fringe bottom? How cute. Okay, that's another way you could make these with just paper strips. That is so cute. I could even off-center that, but I'm just going to do that. And how cute is that? And then you can add some sequins, scatter some sequins around here. If you have some sequins, you could, you know, just add, let me see what else I could do. Now I think that's pretty good. Look, it's simple, but you can just put this to the side and then work on it again later and add more layering once you've ready to use it. But this is just a great little base, and I think that's so cute with that fringe down there. So that's just another simple way without any punches, just your papers and scissors and glue. So that one's done. Now I'm going to make one of these ones. These ones are really cute. I like these. And that is going to be, what you're going to need is you're going to need 2 of each of these. Pick up 2 of those and 2 of those, and we are going to use a heart and a flower. This one I didn't use a heart. This one I did, so you can decide what you want there. So let me pick out 2. Let's make one with, let's go with pink. Don't have much pink. Not do that one. Let me see. Or maybe this one. I'll decide in a second and pick out 2 of these smaller pieces. So I'm just going to decide. I'll just pick these out first, and then I'll see which one I want to use. Let's see if I've got... So that's going to go like that. So you want one piece to go like that, and then the next one, which is the same size as that one, your 2 by 1 inch, will go on the front like that. So just layer it out first until you're happy with it, and you'll get your 2 smaller pieces. Looks like I'm going to use that one. And then the next one will go like that, and then the next piece will go in the front like that. I might as well just use those. I won't worry about cutting any more out. Let's just work with that. All right, so let's just bring that over again. So you've got your 2 by 1 inch goes that way. Your next 2 by 1 inch piece will go on the front like that. Then you've got your 2 smaller pieces. One will go in the front like that, and then the other piece is going to go that way. And then all we do here is we're going to grab this piece here, which is that piece. We're going to create that little fishtail shape again, and that will go in the front. The next piece will be just on its own the way it is. That will go like that. And then the top piece, we're going to cut that as well. And that will go on the front like that. And that looks pretty as well. So now we can assemble it and adhere it to the base. And then we'll just start with this piece first. This one will get glued down, and I'm just going to glue somewhere in the middle. And we add glue there, and I'm going to just place it, not just sort of about there. And then the next piece, which is the plain piece, I'm just going to add some foam squares to the back. And that will get placed in front of the banner piece. And we're just going to layer that on the top like that. And we've got our last piece, and I'm also going to add some foam squares just somewhere around the center there. Just going to add 2 of those, just like that. And that piece, I'm going to just place it sort of there so we can still see the pattern papers, and just placing it like that. And now you can decide if you want to add a heart or flower or maybe 2 flowers go in there. Place them where you like. I'm just going to, I might add, let's do the heart. Let's put a heart there. That one maybe. I didn't punch out plenty. I'm going to punch out a few of these. Let's see that one. I think we'll use that one. That one will go there, and I'll just get a little flower. I might use this one. And this one also, I'm gonna make this one is more dimensional, another 5 squares. And I think I'm going to use the foam dots for this one. It's a lot easier. I'll just find a little glue, and then I'll just press the gold flat back embellishment, and then I'll just drop it in. It's so much easier, and it's not as messy, and it really glues down really well. And then I'll just grab another glue dot and add it to the back of that flower shape. And so much more quicker and easier than the glue. Isn't that just so cute? How pretty is that? And if you want to add some dangles, you just need to cut a little strip of paper, and I'm just going to see what I got here. I'm just going to pick out. Let me see what I got. Let's use this one. Just cut it to however wide you like it. Let me see. Probably 1/4 of an inch, whatever you like. Fold that in half. You just place it on here. I might go the other way. So just place it where you like. I might just trim that down a little bit. Actually, I like this one. This is a pretty one. Let's use this one. I like the pink on here. Save that for later. Fold that in half. Oh, that's cute. Okay. Adds a bit more pop of colour and more patterns. And I'm just going to go like that. And then I can just piece a hole there and then add some dangles to it. I can even add a word sentiment coming across there. And I could even add, maybe I can add that, like that. It's a flower. Or something like this, and keep layering it more. It's just pretty. I just wanted to share with you another fun way to make some DIY paper layered embellishments, just using your basic craft supplies. inexpensive. You don't need to go out and spend money on a lot of supplies. Just use what you have with all of your papers that you have. Keep them, and then you can make a bunch of these. You could gift a few of these as a Happy Mail gift to your crafty friends. Keep them aside for your projects. You can add these onto 3x3 note cards, tags, bag toppers. So much fun. You can do so much with it. I'm just going to see if I have a doily. You can even decorate it onto it. Oh, this is a doily. You know, you could, when you do your packaging, you can fold this over on top of your treat bag or favor bag. You can add that to the front. I mean, look how pretty that is already. That's just so cute. You can even punch a hole up here and use this as a little swing tag and just decorate your doily bag toppers. So pretty. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial or process video of me making these embellishments. I hope you have a go at making these yourself with your paper scraps. So don't throw them out. Keep them in a little tray or in a little box, and then you'll be surprised at some of the fun little projects you can make with these. So thank you for joining me in this video, and I'll see you all soon in my next video. Bye for now.